Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a statement for the record, and I'll submit that, and have some questions. Mr. Perciasepe, you're the acting administrator, and I actually have a hold on the nominated administrator based on a commitment from the administration that they made in February to Senator McCaskill and I that they would just agree, they would see that the organizations involved in coming up with the environmental impact study for a project in southeast Missouri would agree to the facts by March the 15th. They set the deadline. We didn't ask for the deadline. The call on March the 15th was, well, we can't get this done by the day we said we would get it done. And and we've had no outreach from EPA in our office at all. I don't know how many senators have holds on the nominee, but it must be so many that there's no interest in doing anything about the holds that are out there. Principally, there are a couple of concerns on this topic. One is the estimate of wetlands that your organization came up with was originally 118,000 acres. The USDA said it was 500 acres. Fish and Wildlife said it was somewhere in between. You said 118,000 acres. And then eventually, I think the last estimate that you all have made is 5,000 acres, which is an interesting, the difference in 118,000 and 5,000, your own estimate is intriguing to me. And then you created a new category of wetlands that's not defined anywhere else in federal law, which is, quote, wetlands in agricultural areas. I have two or three questions on this. One, why do you think the wetlands determinations from your agency have been so different on this one project?
I haven't looked at those particular numbers, but I can, when you just mentioned agriculture, there are prior converted wetlands that are not covered under certain, they're not covered under the Clean Water Act. Somebody could have been adding those in and the original one, and now they're looking at different ones.
Do you know if the agency has provided any recent information to the Corps on this topic or not?
We have going back to the original part of your question, we
Yes.
have ongoing conversations with the Corps, and what I think I can commit to you, Senator, is that the next critical step in this, in addition to the information, is that the Corps of Engineers needs to put together the EIS document.
Right.
And
right.
I think what we're all working on very hard is to get the Corps to get whatever information they need so they can get that document done, and then we will respond as quickly as we will respond right away. Our regional administrator is prepared to do that, and we want to move quickly once we get that document. So people are working on this, and I can provide more information.
Yeah, I want you and my colleagues to both understand that this is not about trying to force a project to be built or anything else. It's just trying to get the government to quit arguing with the government. This is trying to get the government to agree on the facts, which doesn't seem, actually it seemed to the administration a simple enough project that they thought it could be done well over a month ago. And this is after a couple of years of why is this not getting done? Well, we don't agree on the facts. We just like the government to agree on the facts of whatever you can do.
I will.
And of course you could, if it's left up to me and this issue, you could be the acting administrator forever. Maybe you're very popular at the agency and they just don't want to respond to these pretty simple questions.
Well, our role in this is to review the work that the Corps of Engineers does. We're not the one doing the EIS, but as soon as we'll help them get it done. As soon as they get it done, we'll do the comments on it. That's the normal way we reconcile things, is get that EIS process going. So I think that's the key here.
And you would have ultimate authority on the wetlands question based on this veto potential that you always have on a issue like this. Is that right?
Under the Clean Water Act, EPA writes the guidelines, which we've done many years ago, on how to make the wetlands determinations, and so the Corps uses those guidelines to do it. And there are some agricultural converted wetlands that are not part of that process. They may be something that somebody will analyze in an environmental impact statement, but they're not part of the Clean Water Act process.
But you can veto these projects even while they're going on, based on what I think I just heard you say to Ms. Senator McCaskey?
I think that that's an untested. What the senator was referring to was a court decision yesterday that was related to a veto after a project had already been permitted, not in advance of it.
So you have no question you could veto it before. What's the open question, whether you could veto it after or not?
All the times that we have used the veto authority that's under, and really it is, the authority is actually to remove a section of water from being able to have fill materials discharged into it, but we use this common word of veto, which I don't think is actually in the Act. But all the times it's been used, to my memory, and I could double check this for the record, has been after a permit has been issued.
And before work is began, or do you know?
If you want detail on all the times it's been used, I'll have to get.
I
the
do.
record.
I
don't have that.
want detail on all the times it's been used, and look forward to you providing that. And